All right.
Bye, guys. Jazz is muting me.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
And with that, we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to D&D session number 7 of Usapait. My name is Jacob, or JC, and I will be your dungeon master for tonight. And I'm joined by 6 wonderful people: Helminia, James, Suzanne, Alpha, Cody, and Jazz. All prepared for whatever might come next. Before we start the game good and proper, there are a couple quick announcements that I've got to just throw out of the way. First and foremost, if this is your first time into the stream, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. If you enjoy your time, please do not be afraid to follow if you're watching the live stream on Twitch, or subscribe on YouTube if you're watching the replay. Speaking of YouTube, this Friday is going to be when the restreams officially start. The premiere is ready for Friday, and you can come and see how this all started. Since we have a bit of a rotation, it allows us to keep posting the restreams week by week, even if due to a holiday or some event, the stream is not available. So, if you enjoy watching the stream here, you can go see what happened a week ago on the YouTube. With that all said, I think we're ready to get in there. So, where did we last leave off? I think it was with you all reeling from a bit of a hard time. The infiltration and robbery of the Lord of Alinar Orin had went poorly. At the last moment, things had gone awry. And with it, you all were, half of you were forced to kind of walk around on eggshells from guards who were actively looking for you, and the other half of you were also forced to walk around on eggshell for fear of being discovered to be involved with those people. You saw an inquisitor, got the shit properly scared out of you, were escorted back to your place, and found out that Ophelia had had some predetermined safe houses that she had used to navigate the city before, but they were not going to last long. You got all of your gear kind of put together, and after you had kind of reconvened to the best of your ability, although 2 of you still had to stay in hiding, you met back up with Becky, the halfling who had both freed you from jail and put you up to this task in the first place. With some conversation from her, you found out that her plan didn't... It's not that it had holes in it, more as if she was expecting you to come up with the plan in response to it. But there was a woman who had come with her, and as such, you found that there were certain people you have not met underneath Alinar Orin that you had successfully, whether you wanted to or not, garnered the attention of. These people now wished to meet with you, and as such, half the group that can be seen in public, went with Becky, and the other half, Ophelia, Aelin, and leading the Elven woman to them, went through different methods to make it to whichever and whatever audience might happen. We pull back in on the walks that each of you are taken, with Becky navigating for Glairon, Val, and Yoy, and this elven woman navigating Ophelia, and Aelin. Becky is quite sure about where she is leading you all. She doesn't initiate any conversation, and although you aren't hiding in the shadows, you are sticking to walking with a purpose, definitely keeping a pace with her, although none of you have any issue keeping pace with a halfling necessarily. She leads you through different side streets and markets up until you get to a kind of larger building. This building doesn't have any outer signs or markings on it, but it is still large enough in size to be classified what you'd expect to be a business. This looks a bit how you'd expect a place of trade to be rather than a place of homestead. As she kind of leads the three of you in, checking to make sure all three of you are there, you immediately understand what type of place this is, as smoke hangs heavy in the air, the lights are down low, and people recognize the entry of four people, as subtle as they might be. The lighting is kept to a kind of dark red glow pulled around the edges of the building. You can see different booths of long lined furniture drenched in smoke and tables with hookahs set up. You can see different people kind of lounging on these places who stare up at you inquisitively and invitingly to you as each of you kind of pass by. Becky pays no mind to any of these people as she continues on walking from the front entrance closer to the back of this place, where the lighting gets even lower and you see curtained rooms. She moves to the end of the hallway where you can see a larger man, and I say man meaning human, bald head and this kind of trimmed but very full black beard, tatted arms that kind of ripple and twist up the side of his form as he kind of has his arms crossed and is leaning against a wall. Heavy black boots, one of them pressed up against the wall. As he sees Becky, he uncrosses his arms and quickly kind of presses his hands up against each side of his lips as you watch as Becky does the same thing. He nods and jerks his head, kind of pushing for the four of you to enter. Becky kind of looks back at you guys and jerks her head the same way before continuing to move with a purpose through the smoky main room. As you pass through this bit, the smoke immediately kind of clears slightly. The lights get a little bit brighter and more normalized. This kind of still kind of dull yellow. It doesn't want to break through if the door opens where you guys had pulled through, but definitely a more standard lighting situation than you've seen before. As you are led by Becky down this kind of stone staircase, downwards into another section where you can see a large circular door, almost kind of reminiscent of a safe vault, that has a half orc. You can see these kind of like filed tusks protruding from his lower lip, as though it was either cut down or shaved completely off. As he kind of looks her up and down, and she kind of pulls a thin piece of bound scroll from her side and hands it to this orcish man. He kind of takes it, unfurls it, and he just kind of like sniffs as though he's acknowledging something, and you hear just kind of this raspy voice, "Wait here. as he knocks 3 times on the door that looks stone, but you hear an unmistakable metallic thud as he raps his knuckles against it. About 5-10 minutes pass. The silence kind of scraping through. As at this point, Becky's not looking for any of your guys' gazes. She's just standing forward, looking at this door as if she's waiting for something. The 3 of you having whatever thoughts kind of crossing through your head before you hear this thud and cranking sound of metal gears working as part of the door. The central part, not the part that you'd expect to flip open, spins one way, and then the outer edge of the door spins the opposite way before the door opens. Again, reminiscent of a safe vault rather than a standard door. The orc kind of gestures with a quick flick of his wrist in, and Becky wastes no time stepping in and over the small lip of the door. Assuming the rest of you follow suit, you find your way into a stone but kept clean corridor. As you can hear different kind of echoing sounds of footsteps, both from light, soft boots and hard leather soles hitting the ground. Not necessarily yours, although yours do begin to mix in with this cacophony of movement. This place is difficult to pinpoint where anyone is stepping because everyone is stepping somewhere, and the echoes reverberate throughout this place. You realize that that door that you went through is not only a place of passage to step through, but is also a block for sound. Something that restricts anyone from hearing this almost annoying amount of echoing throughout the corridors. Becky leads you deeper in. For the other 3 of you, it's exactly what you'd expect. The elven woman leads you quickly through dark alleyways and shadowed pauses where you wait to see both guards and civilians pass, before she stands next to a grate that she kind of lightly tests with her feet. Moving it to the side, you can see both the grate and the crates standing above it are hiding a small area for ladder. And if I remember correctly, we descended below, letting them pull the crate back over to obscure you. You as well drop into a extremely silent, small area, like an access point, similar to an airlock. Once again, this elven woman raps. Well, once again for her, for the first time for you 3, you see 3 quick, short raps on the door. And you wait in this small, cramped airlock space with this elven woman not saying anything. 5, 10 minutes. Once again, the same circular motions open up the door, and you can see a kind of deep red-skinned, hobgoblin-esque face kind of pull out, kind of nod silently at the woman as she pulls out a thin bound scroll, hands it to him. He reads, "Expected nothing less." Kind of jerks his thumb over to the corridor. She takes a short breath as though someone who's tired of doing this and motions for the 3 of you to follow. Assuming you do, the same thing happens. You step into a impossible to decipher stone corridor with echoes coming everywhere. You can hear every range from people that are barefoot, their feet slipping against the sleek stone, to hard armor clanking off the walls. It's impossible to triangulate any one thing. Each of you move into this corridor, and every once in a while there is another door, although never one of those circular doors. Although you see those circular doors, do you go through? You're going through standard rectangular ones after this. Would easily allow sound to pass through them. As she moves, you can see groups of people kind of stepping past you, each of them moving quickly and with a purpose that they do not want to share with you. Eyes are not met. Faces are kept pointed toward the ground to avoid any contact. And the elf pays them the same courtesy that they're paying you all. Quickly, she moves you all to a door that opens, and as she gestures the three of you in, you can see a large, kind of cheap but nice looking table, wide enough to house about 14 people, 7 on each side if there's no heads at each end of the table. Chairs are kind of dotted around, and you can see a small cabinet with a large padlock that is on one end of this room. The room's tight quarters, enough to feel stuffy, you feel, if this table was fully filled. As she kind of gestures in for the three of you to take seats.
I assume we're walking in, right?
That's up to you three.
Oh yeah, man.
She's waiting.
I'm not gonna let her wait any longer. I'll walk in.
Let's walk in.
All right. The three of you walk in. Do you sit at the table?
Sure.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I think so.
The three of you sit at the table. You can see that she does not. She kind of puts her left heel up against the wall after closing that door that she led the three of you through. Kind of puts her hands up behind her head as though she's propping her neck or supporting her head, and just lets out another sigh as though someone who has just finished herding cattle. Someone who's weary and tired. Few minutes pass for all of you. Silent, as you can still hear, although slightly muffled by the door, footsteps all around. Another 5 minutes pass. But before 10, you see a door at the other end of the room open. As it opens up, you can see the halfling woman, Becky, kind of pushing the door open, kind of seeing the three of you that are there, and like kind of moving to put her hand up to her forehead, almost as if like to rub her brows before stopping. Kind of balling her hand into a bit of a nervous fist, almost like cracking her knuckles with one hand, and then continues to step through with the others in the group. Glairin, Val, Yoy, you see sitting at this wide table the other three members of your ragtag group. Well, supposed to sit and wait for a bit. They've been told that we're here, so when they get here, conversations can start. Please. She motions for the three of you to sit.
Glayron will go and sit down.
All right.
Yoi
Yeah.
will follow and sit as well.
Might as well.
All right. The three of you move and sit, and you hear the sound as Becca kind of closes the door, still in the room herself. You hear her kind of give a small, like, almost like nervous breath as the three of you kind of pass her and sit down at the table. Just kind of naturally, if you all move to the shortest path to a chair, it means three of you are on one side and three of you are on the other. As you look across the table, you can see some of you for the first time since, well, you last saw them at the inn, Ophelia and Aelin. They look alright. A little worse for wear.
How have you guys been getting on?
Well enough, I suppose. Mostly concerned about you three. Or you two specifically.
I think we're alive. That's a start. It's been a rough couple hours, but you might have been right.
Well, even if I was, all we can do now is keep going and hopefully fix what's going on. Or if not fix, wait until it blows over.
I don't know if there's any fixing this.
Fixing things aside, I see you've brought in another stray to our little retinue. And who might this be?
Val's gonna like look around. Me?
She just kind of like looks at you and like she's like nods a little bit, but like she's making eye contact with you.
Oh, I'm Val. I guess I'm probably sitting next to Yoi, aren't I?
You could
I
be.
guess that would make sense. Okay, I'm gonna be sitting next to Yoi, and I'm gonna lean
Hell
over
yeah.
and I'm gonna
Alright.
say, I don't know who these people are. I don't know who these people are.
Well, not even close, darling. They've been gone. Remember when I said that we were going to play I Spy?
Oh yeah, we never did that.
Sadly, we weren't able to play, but we were supposed to be looking for them.
You, you guys. Oh,
Where
I'm glad you're not dead. I guess. I think I'm gonna lean over to Yoya Glenn. Am I glad they're not dead? That's like a good thing, probably.
Yes, yes, we are
Oh.
glad that they are not dead.
I'm really glad you guys aren't dead.
I'm just gonna look at Glaren and just this guy.
I picked him up while I was on my way to talk to the captain of the guard when the Northern Third came back into town.
Did someone like pay you?
No, he just kind of caught my eye.
All right, yeah, yeah. I guess I have to agree with that.
And who might you three be? I don't know any of you.
Well, I guess I'm Aelin. This is Ophelia, and
Val, we were quite literally hanging out this morning.
That's right. Okay. Yep. Sorry. That's right. Okay.
Two thoughts in your mind and are fighting for third, huh?
They tend to be fighting for fourth, but yeah, pretty much.
How charming.
so what's our next step then?
Wait, is Becky still here?
Becky is still here. She is standing at at one of the door, as well as the elven woman. She is standing at the other door.
Can I have my... Hey, Becky, can I have my bag? I just need to look through it one more time.
All right. On top of the table, though, makes it all easy on all of us.
Of course.
She kind of moves away, starting a bit kind of slowly from the door, but pulls the bag that you gave her, kind of sets it up onto the table next to you.
I'm gonna open the bag and I'm gonna pull out the quartz eye. I'm gonna pass it to Ophelia.
Oh. And what might this be?
Well, I don't know. But I don't know. You're magic. Figured you might want to look at it.
I'm magic.
I'm not stupid.
Just one of us then, I suppose. Very well. I don't really know how I want to describe how this works yet. I'll think on this. But she does put her hand over this object. And we're going to skip straight the Arcana check and go straight to identify. This takes about 10 minutes. Let me know if anyone in the room responds to this.
Okay. All of you watch as she places her hands upon this crystal and begins to cast a spell. Those of you with general Arcana training could roll to see if you know what spell this is, but you see them kind of emanating arcane prowess to this quartz crystal. What are the passive perceptions of the group?
12.
12.
Also
13.
I think I'm 14.
14?
What's the math on that?
10 plus your perception
10 plus
score.
your perception.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. 12.
10.
10. Was someone actually 14, or was that?
Ophelia is.
Ophelia's a 14.
Mhm.
Okay. You can see when you do start the ritual, Ophelia, that you kind of hear the kind of shuffling of the elven woman behind you as she probably, you would guess it's the sound of her foot kind of scraping off of the wall silently as she kind of like almost kind of comes to attention as soon as you start casting something.
Are you interested or concerned?
Worthy to be both.
Don't think I wasn't keen to your tricks, too.
It's not your place to be keen to my tricks. It's my job to be keen to yours.
Let's just say I have a few.
Good. We'll make note of that. You kind of move your hand along this quartz. And as you do, everyone else, I believe, it sounds like everyone else is just kind of waiting with bated breath. Just to see what comes out of it. And as you do, I will pull this up real quick.
She wouldn't keep it a secret. It's not the time.
All right. Do you just want me to post it for you then, or say it out loud?
You can post it straight in, and then I can, or you can do both.
Well,
you can do both.
I will post it and then you can read it.
Okay.
So this is the actual shard of a... This is not actually quartz. Who would have thought? And let me grab the two. It has, ironically, like just a couple lines that I'm just going to paste for you.
This is a shard amulet. It's not made of quartz. It seems to be from a different plane. Make a great focus for casting.
There we go.
It provides a small amount of magical acumen. Granted, you have a bit of your own. And for the people at home, you can try to cast a cantrip that you do not know. But you have to make a DC 10 Arcana check. If it succeeds, you can cast the spell. If it fails, so does the spell. And the action used to cast the spell is wasted. In either case, you can't use this property again until you finish a long rest. A rather interesting thing. Did you pull anything else from those cases on the second floor?
I pulled a coin. I'll pull it out of the bag if you want to look at it.
I'll put like the amulet back like in general direction. I'm interested because it's a spellcasting focus, but someone else having a cantrip they can drop on the fly might be nice. So, I'll let you guys deal with that. I'm assuming this isn't an attunement item because it doesn't say it is, correct?
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure you are correct.
Okay. And I will begin my identification on this next object, assuming I am not interrupted, as another 10 minutes will go by. And I unfortunately can't cast this using a spell slot because I don't have it prepared today.
Do not have it prepared. As you kind of move forward to cast this one. Unfortunately, about 6 minutes through the casting, you are going to be interrupted as you can hear the door behind Becca open. Kind of a couple pairs of feet shuffle in. As each of you kind of look, those of you that were brought by Becky looking over your shoulder, you can see a trio of people. As the first one who steps through the door, you can see a kind of like almost they look like they initially have the skin of a drow, of a dark elf. This kind of deep black purplish skin, but as you look up at their neck and the side of their face, it looks like they have a white flash of almost high elf skin running up through their neck and past the right side of their face. As he steps through, he's flanked by two other people. One of them, a dragonborn with white scales, kind of padded armor across his form. And then to their left, you can see a half-elven woman who's wearing kind of simple robes and has multiple rings kind of adorning her fingers. As the three of them kind of step in, the man with the kind of shock of white skin rising up through his face kind of steps forward. These are the three. You see Becky immediately kind of like take a half step back from them, goes, yes. They don't look like much. Anyone else involved? Unless that they recruited someone else, but they didn't tell me that. Right. Well, let's figure out where each of these need to be and what the playing field is. Mel, if you wouldn't mind, you see the woman kind of step forward, kind of begin weaving a sign in front of her, and her eyes close. And although they look normal when they first close, you all watch as the sigil kind of finishes and her eyes open, this bright white, as she looks over each of you.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Go for it.
I would like to as well.
Same for me.
Unless I would know what this is.
I mean, it's
Natural 20 for a 23.
It's an Arcana check of 11. Okay. So you kind of blew this one out of the park.
I barely made it with the 13.
Sick.
And I got a 16.
All right. All of you know.
Too. Wow.
That was very quiet. What'd you say?
That was the first roll with the new dice.
Hell yeah. All three of you immediately know as she's finishing the sign. Before she finishes, you can tell that it is a detect magic. As she
detected my magic right now.
As she finishes kind of weaving the sign, her eyes close and then open with this bright white light. As she looks over, kind of nods at Becky and goes, know about her. Kind of looks over. You still have the earring on, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Okay. Jewelry. All right. Who has the other piece? It was
It was
I have something?
You
the
have
piece,
the
The
sending stone
sending
earring.
stone.
the sending stone. earring.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Forgot about that.
Jewelry, and in the bag, she's holding one, pointing at Ophelia, and then the finger kind of stops over Glairon. he's the same as her. And the man goes, right. Kind of steps up to the table. You, kind of jumps his chin out at you, Glaren, are going to be taking a walk with him. Kind of pulls his head over to the White Dragonborn. Unless if you want to be as you
No, that's
were.
fine. I'll take a walk.
Stand up and go, then. The rest of you can stay. Up. Up.
Okay. Yep, Glavin will get up and go.
You stand up and walk over to the White Dragonborn as he kind of like puts his large hand on your shoulder, and the two of them exit the room. Now for the rest of you, clarifications on those two pieces of jewelry and the bag, whatever's in it. We need to make sure we know every piece. Schools? Oh, I assume they're some sort of conjuration to relay something. None of them are pulling straight evocation. At least we've got a start. Fess up on what your magic entails. Then we can have an actual conversation. Starting with you, Yoi, he looks at you.
Can I, I don't know if this is gonna make a whole heck of a lot of sense, but can I insight to see like why they're even asking to know
Sure.
what? Okay. Has no context clues.
Just saying that you have a
me.
magic item and they want to know what it is.
15 for insight. Is it like, in what context are they asking? Are they asking in like a...
In the same way like a TSA agent asks to go through your bag, they're doing a security check.
Okay. They're sending stones.
They? You have more than one on your person.
Yoi will tip her head towards
Right.
They have the other earring.
And magic in the bag, is that what it is? As well? You. Tiefling.
I mean, I guess this eye, and I'll hold it up, is a spellcasting focus, but if anything else in the bag is magic, I don't know what it is.
He looks over at the woman. She kind of shakes her head. No, just those two things.
I know the thing I'm still actively identifying on the table in front of these people.
That's the other thing he's like pointing towards.
We'll find out together, shall we?
Well, we ask that you don't do that, at least right now. We'd like you to pay attention to us. We have a couple questions for you all. Not a lot of people are willing to do something, well, that reckless. And although we think we know what's all come out of it, we'd like your side of the story before we decide on what to do with you. Couple people are interested. Here representing one of them. Now, how many of you were directly involved with the murder and burglary at the Lord's residence?
I'm assuming, I guess, my identify doesn't go through as they're being mean to me about it, so I guess I'll stop doing that to entertain this conversation.
The three of us, I'm going to point at myself, and Aelin and Ophelia were hired for the burglary, but we had nothing to do with the murder of the butler. We discovered the body after we had already broken in.
I discovered the body after we had broken in. Yes, he was in the office on the 3rd floor, dead when I opened the door.
I'd like a persuasion check. One of the two of you can make it. The other can be helping, as both of you had spoken up. Only one of you gets to roll, though.
I can help if you want to roll it.
Yeah, I have like no charisma, so help would be cool.
I have no charisma, but I can give you advantage. So
Cool. Love the sound of that. All right, bust out my second dice. Let's see, both under 10. 19.
19. As he kind of like trains his gaze from where it had originally kind of started to you, nods. So I'm meant to believe no part of the death involved at the manor had anything to do with the three of you. Do you have
No.
any evidence of who else caused the deaths there?
As we made our way towards the door, I heard a sound from within, like the scrambling of a beast. But by the time we made our way inside, it had left.
Kind of breathes the sigh of someone who's kind of not getting what he hopes. I see.
They were killed in a rather gory fashion. Pulled apart, ribs spread open. That wasn't something a person could do.
That we heard about was enough to...
can't necessarily speak for everyone here, but if we wanted to go around killing people, I would have killed the 2 maids that I found.
Well, it's good to know that at least you have a couple thoughts in your head about what to do when you're burglarizing someone. Regardless, how it's come to be is unfortunate regardless. We have 3 dead due to the burglary at the mansion, and I don't think 2 of them signed up to be killed. Unless if the Inquisitor was actually correct, in which case maybe your third party's already been finished.
What do you mean, 3?
One of the maids was hung the next morning.
We had nothing to do with that.
Where?
No, due to accusations. She was identified as the murderer the other maid accused her. Hung by the neck until dead.
I'm gonna give a look to Ophelia and Aelin real quick, just kind of like look over and then look back.
Shame. She was such a small thing, too. I bet she hung for a while.
You get like a visible, like, I almost like kind of like reel from that statement.
He notices. You can tell. Now don't tell me you're able to put a worm in an Inquisitor's ear. He's the one with the immediate authority. Didn't come from the Lord. I'd assume she didn't have the stomach to kill one of her own staff just because she had been accused of murder.
What is an inquisitor in this instance?
You are not from this region, are you?
What gave it away?
Well, it's illogical to use one's skin to define it, so I will say by your ineptitude to know the descriptors and danger of an Inquisitor. These lapdogs of the Republic of Usapait, sworn to uphold the High Council, gain their skills through both experience of combat and being led as initiates through past Inquisitors and swearing their undivided and total allegiance to said High Council. Some of them put on charades of being secondarily obedient to some god, but we all know the oath of those menaces is the most tied and tightly wound thing to their heart. And you've managed to piss one off. Unless, of course, if he truly believes that that woman was the culprit, I assume he and his partner will be hunting for the two of you, three of you. All three of you were there. If he found anything, this could just as easily been him covering the tracks, being shown to immediately solve the mystery and then quietly wrap up loose ends. And here we are at a table with 3 loose ends. So, I have to ask, if you were in my position, being told by someone from, we're not going to say above, but high enough to understand what sort of people would take an offer to burglarize a lord's house and then are subsequently being hunted by not just every able-bodied police officer in the city, but the divine hand of the government. What would you do if you were in my place and had the 3 people responsible sitting in front of him? What would your next move be? Open question for the class.
Ophelia's gonna lean forward and kind of like steady herself on the table and make straight eye contact with this man.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna say, I would see if they were keen on doing anything better than a robbery and a murder.
Are you saying
They're
I
already
should?
being hunted. Makes no difference.
Are you
they've
saying
already
I should
showed
assume
acumen
you're
one.
capable of killing? If you are not responsible for the murders, how do I know you have the guts for it?
Let's just say I've got a few tricks.
I can't wait to find out what they are. And For the two of you that are clean, looking over at Yoy and Val, by everything but association, what do you assume your next step should be? Technically speaking, you could just walk straight out of here. Technically speaking.
Yoi's just going to look to Glaren.
Glaren's gone. He got taken.
Glaren's fucking gone. I forgot. Shit.
It is
We're
just the
guilty
two of
by
you.
association. Shit.
For me, I don't really have anywhere else to go, man. This is kind of where I am. Don't know where I came from. Don't know where I'm going. So this is where I'm gonna be. I've been seen with these people, and so, as far as I'm concerned, if they can connect the dots, I mean, I'm just one of many. What do you think I should do?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, well, he's not feeling very persuaded. He's probably gonna punch me in the head or something. 5.
5.
I think I might get my shit rocked, actually.
You see him kind of look at you. Deep kind of sigh pulls over him. Looks back over his shoulder at the woman. Tag him as dead weight. She nods. I'm gonna ignore him for a moment and see if we can get a intelligent answer from you, ma'am.
Yes?
What do you think your next step should be? You're guilty by nothing but association so far.
Well, I haven't known these people very long, but honestly, we're all criminals from the moment that we got here, considering that we all broke out of jail together, and I feel as though, because, well, anybody who has seen me with the rest of the party here, I might as well stick it out, as I'm sure they would do the same for anybody else, really.
I see. Well then. Some additional assessment must be required, as although half of you have done something, you did a piss-poor job at it. Some people are interested. Maybe there's a spot for you in this puzzle yet. Things are happening. Manpower is going to become short, and well, I've got 5 bodies in front of me who might be able to do something. So, you're welcome to finish your little scan. You're very quiet, Suzanne, sorry.
Did you have something in mind, or are you just going to keep being vague?
I'm gonna be vague as long as I damn well please, actually. I think something can be set up and give it an hour. And we'll see if any of you can actually pull your weight.
I want to say something really mean right now, but I don't think it'll be conducive for the party. So I'm just gonna type it in the back channels, and you guys can let me know if you want me to say it or not.
Pushes himself up from the table, kind of like wipes his hands as though he's pulling some dust or something from them from touching the table.
JC.
Aelin pulls the weight of 2.
What's up?
Sorry, go ahead, Suzanne. You first.
Aelin pulls the weight of 2, but whatever.
Well, hopefully they can.
Is it safe to assume that the Inquisitors were not called in because of Aelin and Ophelia? Or were they?
That was what Glarin said. Glarin said that the Inquisitors were already here, and now they just have something specific to stick their nose into.
Were they already here investigating something else?
That Glarin did not know. Glarin just stated they were already here. Now they're just looking at us.
And is Yoi able to are the Inquisitors here at all times?
They weren't historically in this city. Last time you were here, they weren't here. Glarin said that they've been here for... I'm not sure if he gave you an exact timeline, but apparently before you came here that they were already in the city.
And what was it that this questioning little conniving little word is said about the Inquisitors?
He explained to Ophelia that they are sworn to the High Council of Usapait. That is who they make their oaths to. And although some of them say that they are assisted through gods, he personally does not believe any of them could truly untwist the grasp that their oath to the government has around their heart. He calls them menaces.
I have a question that you may be able to answer before you leave. If the Inquisitors were here before this job was even given to us, why were we given such a difficult job, knowing that they were here?
He almost like smirks. Probably because the person giving you a job is a gremlin. You can almost like see her, like Becky in the back, and like kind of shrink her head down into her shoulders, as though like a dog that has just heard someone scold them or talk in a mean tone. Victims of incompetence. No more.
I see. Thank you.
He kind of spins on his heel, kind of walks over to the door, puts his hand there, opens the door, and as he steps out, the spellcaster begins to step out before she kind of turns back over her shoulder. Welcome to the underground. Closes the door. And the 5 of you, Becca and the drow elven woman that had led the 3 of you here, are left in the room.
I thought she was a wood elf.
She might have been a wood elf, and I might be stupid. Oh, it was the other elf. There's a lot of fucking elves here. My list is so long. Don't bully me too hard. All right.
No, I wanted to make sure I was thinking of
You're all good. You guys are gonna help me so much with your notes. I appreciate it.
notes. That came straight from my brain.
Good for you. All right. As the quiet pulls into the room, we're going to step for a moment to the other conversation that happens. Glaven, you are pulled through the door a little bit roughly by this dragonborn as he stands you over about 50, 60 feet into another room as he opens a door, pushes you through, and steps in himself. This is a smaller room. There is a table and chair, set of chairs, but ones that he neglects 2/3 of as he just simply spins a chair around and sets it with some force on the stone ground as it kind of like almost like threatens to crack underneath his weight of pushing it down. Sit.
Sitting.
You hear his scales kind of flex as he moves, and you can kind of almost feel a pressure that he's exerting on you as he stands behind you. You'll have 10 seconds to explain yourself, looking for a suitable answer. After 10, I find the answers my own way.
Okay. Glaven will remove his ring.
Okay.
I was born into a high elf family, and the simple explanation is they thought I would be an embarrassment, so they got me this.
Kind of clicks his teeth. Simple as that,
Simple as that.
Make a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Well, that is within the third house of a story. Do you have a sigil? Recognizable? You front-facing with that face? Or are you still within the shadows, kept away from the light of the day?
Just for clarification, by sigil, he means like a personal crest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll hold out the ring.
All right. He's going to make a quick check. Ah. I would have not taken the Lord as such a despicable man. Oh, what punishment have the gods put on him to have you? They said you had a abjuration on you as well?
That must just be his armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my friend enchanted this armor for me.
He kind of pulls like one of his claws out and just runs it along the left shoulder, along the left breastplate. And it leaves no scratch, although you feel the force of his finger in the armor. Indeed. You're going to get searched. If you want to resist, you can, but you're getting full TSA screened here.
Okay. I don't think I could take this man if I tried, so that's fine. He can search me, I guess.
All right. He sees your weapons. He looks through your any of the gear that you had brought, and he finds your license as he kind of checks through it. What a newly committed are we?
You could say that.
Finds purpose where the family cannot provide. Ugh. You're a standard run-of-the-mill runaway, ain't you? Ugh. Right. We're gonna put you here for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna have a quick conversation, clear your name, make sure there wasn't anything else that she neglected to tell me. Then you'll get to go back.
I trust you'll keep my situation to yourself, if possible.
You'll a bastardized abomination is no concern of mine. Of people keeping worse.
Thank you.
This is not through pity, it is because I do not care. He's fully kind of like steps back from you, clean yourself up. And the pass, the kind of license that you have is just kind of thrown on the floor as he moves, steps out of the door, and then you hear a lock turn as you're locked in this room.
Okay, he's gonna put back on his ring, straighten himself back up, and just wait, I guess.
Okay. You kind of take a moment, kind of sliding the ring back on, kind of flexing your hand. A breath kind of pulls back through your body as you just steady yourself. As your mind seems to pull for a moment, and you can hear the... must be an old memory of waves crashing against the edge of a shoreline. In a small way, it feels like a good way to mellow yourself out. And then it passes before you realize it even happened. A couple minutes later, his word is kept as you hear the key in the lock, and the white dragonborn pulls you out with that woman. The two walk you back over to the other room where the rest of you are. The 5 of you are sitting, possibly debating what to do next, when the door rattles, opens, and you see Glaren, looking no worse for the wear, step back through, and the door close behind him. Glaren, you see the room unchanged of the amount of people in it, besides the other 2 interviewees not present anymore. The 5 looking at you from the table.
Hello.
Once again, pulled aside for separate questioning. Did you sell us out?
No, they just felt I warranted some extra scrutiny because of how I looked.
Bam, insight check.
Sure.
You lying to me, boy?
What you doing?
I'm rolling my own dice.
Yes.
What do you got?
I'm rolling. Give me a sec.
I just heard it roll on his mic.
19?
I also got a 19, so Defender wins, I think.
Technically, it's a cyberpunk rule, but go for it.
Make them fight.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say match means it's up to interpretation.
I knew I should have. I knew I should have did something about it, but it wasn't worth it. We gotta save that for later.
Save that.
I'm on to your tricks. Can I continue with what I was doing before of identifying this coin?
Sure. Claren, you're welcome to move back to the table, if you wish.
Here, I'll take a seat.
All 6 of you at the table. Once again, the quiet is only currently being interrupted by the kind of hum and murmurings of Ophelia identifying the coin. The space is currently yours, if you wish to take it.
Is Becky still here?
Becky is still here, as well as the elven woman who brought the 3 of you.
In between my things, I will speak to her. Gremlin's a hell of a name, huh?
It's fine.
And this is your oh so benevolent employer, huh?
No. Y'all still speaking to a proxy. He ain't him. Employer probably didn't want to.
Middleman.
He probably wanted to make sure y'all weren't gonna be a plant or something. Inquisitors got things messy, got people riled up. People have been more careful than they ever were. That's how I got my shot at moving people around.
Rather rude for a businessman, isn't he?
She shrugs. I think y'all are just... I think we're all just fortunate that he's given us another shot. That's it. No sense in discarding people just because things went topsy-turvy. They I don't know, y'all spoke your piece well enough.
Let me give you a word of advice. What just happened was in no way a kindness. Don't interpret it to be one.
Mm-hmm. Right. Unless if someone else is speaking up, I'm going to give the coin a track for you. Do-do. All right. There we go.
This is a glowing coin that acts as a bell almost. Why this was locked behind a case is beyond me. For the people at home, this is the coin of delving. As an action, this scintillating copper coin sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius. Dropped a distance greater than 5 feet, coin issues a melodious ringing sound. when it hits the surface. Any creature that can hear the chime can determine the distance the coin dropped based on the tone. This is truly nothing more than a child's trinket. Anything else you'd have me look at in your possession?
Not unless you think these paintings are magic, but I doubt it.
I doubt it as well.
Or these keys, but I'm willing to bet the keys aren't magic either.
You can take a look anyway. Might as well. And I'm just gonna Arcana check these keys.
Sure.
Do you want advantage?
Sure.
The two of you just look over these keys.
Advantage for the most mundane keys.
The keys.
Well, I needed it. That takes us from an 8 to a 19.
Sick. These keys are not magical.
Keys.
Keys. All right. Well, after you've gone through that stuff, the man did hint that you guys would have around an hour until you were talked to again. So you have that time to do whatever you deem necessary or wanted. And unless if nothing needs to be said, in which case we can fast forward.
I feel you will speak with Becky a little bit more now that she's down in the dumps, knocked off her high horse, or her low horse, depending on how you want to see it. So, would you like to tell us his name since he's not so gracious to tell us it himself?
I mean, the name he told me was Adler. I'm not sure if that's actually his name. He's like that to everyone, but it's a it's a way of life, I guess.
Does he always speak to you like that?
Yeah, I ain't particularly enjoyed. I knew at the delegating bit I was in a different position up until recently. I was good at it, but y'all among the first of teams I was supposed to delegate to. I was doing other things before that.
I suppose my second question is, and you let him talk to you that way?
I mean, I ain't no position. I'm as far as the Changebringer is concerned, I am the leader of the people who fucked up. I take the fall. Y'all are just pieces right now of the puzzle, like you said. I'm the one responsible for them, and it's part of the job at the moment. I just didn't think I'd be pulled down to talking to him directly.
Failure, fall, or not, the least you could do is still hold your head high. Have some pride, why don't you? I wouldn't let him talk to me like that, no matter what I had to do to make him stop. But do as you like, I suppose. if you enjoy being called a gremlin in front of your subordinates, so to speak.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, this, you know what? I'm doing it for the laws. I'm doing it for the laws. I know my future. That dice reads 19.
Jeez. You're gonna use a 19 on on giving her some confidence.
I'm gonna use it later when we evidently betray this man and I put him up in the chopping block for disrespecting me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he gets for having sun-scorched blood mixed in him. He gets what he deserves.
Gotcha. She kind of like... Yeah, I mean... It was only one fuck up. It shouldn't be knocked that far down on the totem pole for that. It's not like y'all killed everyone in there. There's only... Mostly everyone is dead because of it. It's semantics. This new tiptoeing around the Inquisitors ain't working anyway. Used to be loud and proud, and now everything's sneaking around in the dark. Horse shit, I tell you.
I've done my part to sow the seeds of rebellion. That's all I got.
All right. Well, unless if anyone else has something to say, the hour is going to continue to pass.
Are there any bugs just like around?
I almost said something really fucked up.
Fucking
I was gonna say outside of Glaring, no.
insane.
Ugh.
You're talking about the insects, correct?
Insects, yes.
Uh-huh. You can hear the kind of fluttering of like a moth outside, and then you kind of listen in more carefully and you can hear kind of buzzing of a couple flies around the room.
Damn.
Not the insect you're hoping for?
I roll a perception just to see if there's anything weird about those flies.
Sure.
Never mind.
Alrighty. Alright, if no one else is saying anything, the hour's gonna pass by.
Wait. I'm so sorry.
Welcome back.
Baby in hand, we're in the middle of something.
Baby.
I do want to press Glarin about the Inquisitors, so I will approach him, and I will say, "Hey, I heard a little bit about these Inquisitor guys, and there was something about a handful getting powers from gods or being, I don't know, chosen. Do you know anything about that?"
What I know is that the Inquisitors are paladins sworn to the government. That's about as far as my knowledge goes. I know that they have... I guess, can I roll a history check to see if I know if any Inquisitors, like, maintain ties to gods while still doing the government work stuff?
Any specifically? Yeah, sure.
Okay. 16.
16. Off the top of your head, you do know that there are some that state that they are abiding and working with the council in the name of their gods. You have heard of one who is, you've heard of one who is allegedly pledged to Agma, who's the god of knowledge. You have heard of one who is pledged to Mekaliki, who is the goddess of forest and the hunt. And then if I remember, there might be one more, but you remember that there might be one more, and you can't quite place the god. But yeah, there's a couple
Okay.
for sure.
There may be some who have some ties to some gods, but as far as I'm aware, their allegiance is solely tied to the High Council. I would go as far to say that if they weren't putting them first, they wouldn't be Inquisitors.
I suppose that makes sense. We all have our roles to play. And if theirs is for the government, then of course they would put their personal matters aside. Thank you.
Happy to help.
I'll return to the table and keep just waiting, I guess.
Okay. You all kind of wait, looking for any sort of oddities in your boredom, finding none, kind of looking awkwardly both at your companions and the two people keeping watch over you. Until the silent... Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna play an instrument to buy the time, but I guess not.
I mean, you're welcome to. You just didn't
Sure.
say.
I thought about it. I think I got done talking. I'll play some instruments.
Sure.
Can I play my instrument with Ophelia?
That's up to you guys.
If Ophelia will allow me.
You know what? Yoi will bust out her lyre.
Who liars?
Band
Holy
time.
shit.
We're gonna make our way here, dude.
I also have a lyre.
Oh. Well, I don't think any of us would know the same tunes, but try to follow my lead then. I searched my memory. Do I know of any music that would have come from the north down to Drow County?
There's a couple that would be expected off of like different parades or
classical
concert,
music.
but yeah, basically classical type of music.
All right, I'll pick the one that sounds the most enjoyable to my ears, and I'll give it a go. I'll
All
roll
right.
my performance.
Please do.
And the mage hand does come out for this, and you can let me know what Becky and her entourage think of that too.
Currently no comment from Becky. Still, you've noticed that the other woman is watching with interest.
All right, are we all rolling our individual performances? Or are we doing one whole thing together?
I'll roll my own performance.
All right. Got a group performance
yeah.
check going then.
Roll my performance.
Okay, wait, JC, I need to DM you a question.
We got questions up in here.
Hold this bottle. I'm rolling this dice myself.
I want to use my inspiration on this really bad, but I can't justify it.
Why you do it? Natural 20.
Hey.
Fuck, 6.
Aw.
Okay, JC, what do
Cody
you
rolled a
think?
6 on the dice too. That's why I made him take the baby bottle so I could roll my own damn dice.
What you got, Val?
I DM'd you a question. What do you think?
Oh, you've DM'd me a question, have you?
What do you think?
I
I guess this is more of a proposal.
I mean, if you want to, yes, it's just as likely that within your knowledge, do you have proficiency in this?
Mm-mm.
No?
Oh, I'm proficient with the instrument. 8.
8.
I'm not proficient.
Yeah, I'd say disadvantage then.
Okay.
8
Oh,
is a
well.
lot better than 6.
It'll be wild if he
Honestly-
still does better than you.
13. Could have been worse.
Yeah.
I have
been a lot
one
worse.
arm.
I'm not saying I'm judging you. I'm just.
What instrument are you playing with one arm? Real
The
question.
hurdy-gurdy.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Let me retune this. Play one song, I'll join the next one. I'm gonna retune this. I'm not gonna get shown up by
How are you playing that with
Lambkin.
one goddamn hand?
Mind your
Major.
business, Lamb. Mind your business, Lamb. Mind your business. Play your tune. Let me roll again on the second one.
Question. Goat feet? How are you playing that here?
At least
With your
it's
gross human hands and your weird legs? Yeah. Keep it to yourself.
Damn. I'll remember.
Aim
this.
and kill.
They're dead.
Hey, let me punch the goat.
All right. Well, as the one who had originally kind of pulled out their instrument gets shown up and becomes a little upset as they kind of step out for the first song as the other two kind of take over. But with the group performance check done, the songs do kind of keep all of you efficient, attentive, and ready for the moment the door opens back up.
Better than doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. As you can see, all of you kind of like turning expectantly to look. You can see Adler in the doorway. Only him, it seems. Before he goes, "We have a new room for you. I expect you to follow."
That's good. I was starting to suspect you only had the one.
Oh, trust me. Your friend got introduced to a second already. And lucky for you, there's a third, and maybe even a fourth in your future. But only if you come with.
But I hope not.
Follow. And he leaves the door open.
Alright, I guess I'll follow.
Better put my hurdy-gurdy away.
I'll grab Ophelia this time.
Alright. Assuming the six of you follow, Becky and the woman follow behind as all of you kind of make your way through this corridor. You twist and turn for several minutes of walking. 4 entire minutes of just sheer, unbroken, fast-paced moving. Not a jog, but Adler seems to know where he's going, and very intent about arriving there on time, even though no time limit has seemingly been set by him. As you move further in, during one bit, it actually changes slightly the outer edge. Because instead of being worked stone walls, you can see a almost padding of soft wood boards against the sides and floor of the corridor. Almost like it's under construction or some other endeavor. This also starts right at a split in the road. He kind of looks at the right and left side, turns around, looks at Becky and goes, "Becca will go up. The rest of us will head down. Do you understand?" And you can see her kind of, "Yes, I do."
She seemed a bit more confident than before.
and she kind of moves past kind of each of you, kind of stepping back. And you realize as she kind of steps onto it, it's a little bit hard due to the dimmer lighting, but it's on a slight incline going upwards. She kind of looks back at the group of you, kind of purses her lips for a moment, almost as if she's biting her lower lip in thought. Kind of nods. You can see kind of like a bit of worry over her face. And she turns back and keeps going up the inclined corridor. Adler then begins walking down, and by that I mean this inclines the opposite way, a slow, steady movement closer to the earth as you all slowly, slightly descend. You eventually make it to a kind of barred door, these long metal bars, kind of like a jail cell, moving as you see Adler kind of take a small set of keys, unlock it, and as he opens, you can see a larger, full metal door that he's kind of stepping into. Once again, like an airlock, but not circular. As he kind of moves up to it, you can see that there is a larger, rotund dwarf kind of sitting next to this kind of like different buckets, and not like he is. They're not full of anything at the moment, but you can see like streaks of red along the insides of them. As he kind of looks at the dwarf and looks at the door, open it, and you see him. Aye. Kind of moves over to the side of the door, presses his hand, and runs it up as though he's pushing on a metal sheet. And with it, you hear the groan of this larger metal door as it's pushed up. In it, you don't see much, just a dim room. You can see a couple crates larger than the last one you were in, maybe about under 100 feet wide, but not by much. All right, 6 of you step in. Do I have to repeat myself?
In we step.
All right. Each of you begin kind of stepping past him as you enter this room. You can see that it is full of trunks and crates, like a storage area. There's this kind of thin light that kind of peeks through softly at the top, almost as if like the roof of this place is not necessarily stone. Who, if no one doesn't, has dark vision among the group? Who does not?
I don't.
I don't.
All right. Good to know. The rest of you can see with your improved eyesight, as this place doesn't provide as much of an issue for you.
Quick random question: do
Yes.
tieflings normally have dark vision?
Yes, I believe. I
Great.
do.
Not
But-
me stumbling around in the dark like a normal tiefling.
Yeah, they're fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm actually not sure.
I'm pretty sure James might be the
Hey, how
person to.
Tiefling who, like the person who played a tiefling for 3 years. You got anything for me?
Tieflings have dark vision.
Is James here?
Yes, they have dark vision. My
There you
mic was
are.
muted. Very sorry.
The entire time I was just like, James should probably know. As all of you kind of enter into this room, you hear the of the great like the great metal door kind of close behind you. And for those of you without dark vision, you are left in almost total darkness. The rest of you can see a couple crates kind of set up, almost as if there are like pillars into the middle of the room, and everything is very quiet. You hear nothing at the moment. Your breathing is the only thing that comes to your mind. Unless if someone dares to take a step for the next 60 full seconds of nothing but tense waiting with bated breath in anticipation.
Do I know that
I'm gonna-
two people can't see?
I don't know, right now everyone's just standing still.
Uh,
In an attempt to like play off that I'm a tiefling, I'm just gonna walk forward, and like probably most definitely trip on something.
Make a... Are you just walking straight forward?
Yeah, I'm just like gonna confidently like walk forward.
Okay.
Like I don't know what's in front of me. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna walk forward.
Alrighty. And you step forward, kind of strolling confidently. You make it a little bit further before your chest kind of slams in to a larger crate. And as you do, you can feel kind of this rough, coarse wood kind of shift. You don't hurt yourself. You're not moving that fast, but everyone with dark vision can see you hit your face against a larger crate.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna go. All right.
What was that?
here, allow me. And I'll get these dancing lights out here.
All right. These lights appear as, well, we might as well see a map. Just a
map?
quick one. Just a little one. Just a little one. We don't have to worry too harsh.
And tokens?
Just a
We're
little
fighting your
one.
army. Death ring.
As you all kind of see, and they do illuminate what other people were seeing as well. Bars, metal bars stretching like a grate over the ceiling, covered by a thin cloth dimly lit from the other side. As you see hands kind of reach and grab, pulling this draped cloth, your light meets the light above you as you see people standing over, looking down through a grate at the collection of you. Among them, some people you recognize, Adler being one of them, a couple grunts possibly pulling the cloth off, Becca kind of looking down with a worried expression on her face near the corner where you can barely see the top of her head, and another man with an entourage. This man, darker skin, not actually wearing a shirt or tunic, but a cloak that kind of covers his arms but shows his chest and abs. A kind of dark, like I don't know what type of like rest pants. They're baggier pants that are kind of cinched at the waist. And you see chains, like metallic chains, kind of hanging like bracelets from his hands. Behind him, a entourage of similarly interested individuals sporting different tattoos as well as expressions look down at you, as Adler can't help but have a small grin on his face as he begins the announcements. I have brought before you, Chainbringer, these interesting individuals. Your proxy has deemed them worthy of moving about and assisting with whatever plans we may have in the future, and they deem themselves not dead weight. I believe one of them said, if she were me, we should see what they can do. I, however, am not convinced that they're not dead weight yet. A success must be needed in order to prove their worth to you. And as such, I've called for a trial. You can see more people kind of crowding around the edge. You can see their faces are kind of not worried for you. The only worry shows from Becca. But everyone else is curious or delighted to see 6 individuals down below. We have before you...
Giving me any weird looks?
What's up?
Is anyone giving me any weird looks?
You look up, kind of expecting weird looks. Funny enough, if you're expecting weird looks because of how you look, you see a couple tieflings among the crowd themselves. And that's another thing I should point out. This is a colorful cast of characters comparatively to what you all have seen on the surface. You see several different variations of elves. You see several different fae, and you see humans, dwarfs, tieflings, couple dragonborn, all looking down and wondering what will happen next. Now, what would be the fairity or the justice in just having you all stumble into, well, a trial? And so, by the glorious ideals put forth by our leader, you will choose which trial befalls you. One of you have already made your way to the central chess. In it is a representation of what comes next. Choose carefully.
JC, I swear,
Fuck.
if one of these is a mimic, I'm going
You
to have a problem.
immediately go to mimic, huh? Huh?
I have a reputation.
You have a reputation?
Yeah.
I gotta open one of these?
That's up to you guys.
Am I cheating if I see you're streaming a Google search right now?
Oh, fucking hell. I'm a
Yeah,
dead...
you're definitely doxing yourself. For
Yay!
Do I not get a mimic because I call it?
Fuck you.
No, why'd you transition off, bro?
Because I'm a dumbass. It's okay. I'm a dumbass.
I thought you did that on purpose. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't gonna say anything because I thought it was purposeful.
I appreciate your faith in me. This is just me
Yeah, right.
forgetting that I fucking put the map with all my other tabs as I was pulling up the
This is the Alt F4 moment. It's okay.
Those streams
No,
crashes at this
no,
point.
nothing will ever be as bad as the Alt F4 moment. Nothing will ever top that.
Please. Please.
No, I don't.
No.
Don't lie to the crowd and don't lie to yourself.
Okay. Okay.
The Alt F4 has truly fucking
It's one of a kind.
ruined your gamer girl perception.
Look, man.
If
I never
they
claimed
do
to
it
be the
Friday Night
best,
Funk, I would have
okay?
did it.
All right. Let's
Let's do this. Choose one of them.
Do it.
suppose if you open one of these, I will open the middle chest.
Okay. As you open up this chest, you see before you, and now I roll on the encounter table because fuck you.
Oh, he has to generate the random encounter. Hold on.
Shut up. You see before you a severed hand. Curled up in mortis, part of the bone sticking out from the skin where the arm was split off, in a state of decay.
Can I tell what, like, kind of hand it is?
Looks like it belonged to a humanoid. You can
Like,
see.
I can't get any closer than that.
I mean, make an intelligence check, real quick.
18.
18. I mean, although it looks humanoid and you know that you could get a better look and even determine what kind of humanoid it is, you get the sinking sensation that if you pick up by how the crowd is looking at you, the hand, that will be you accepting the trial. And you realize opening the chest has not made you accept the trial yet.
What's in the box,
I'm not gonna answer. I want to open the one on the left.
Gotcha. You move over to the one on the left. You open up that and see what there is. You see... Does this have any... Alright. You see before you a small doll with a white dress and the face hollowed out to the back of the head.
What the fuck does any of this shit mean?
I would like to approach a box.
Sure.
I rolled for it, so I'm gonna go to the little dress. The dressers, I assume, are on the table. The little cupboards on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the one on our left.
All right. I'm enabling you all to be able to move yourselves. It just takes a moment.
It's fine.
Yes.
Yes.
While this is going on,
Finally!
I'll roll some things. I'm gonna roll a perception check. What does this room smell like?
Go for it.
I perceive nothing. I think that's a 6.
Sounds good.
I can tell what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like the smell of blood,
Mm-hmm.
which I think a 6 might be able to help me find if it hasn't been too long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to piece together what's happening here. I gotta decide if I gotta show my ass today or not.
It is not hard to smell a couple things of it. You smell sweat, you smell smoke, but not of like a hookah or anything of a fire. And these drowned out the smell of iron that you're looking for. Aelin, you move over to this dresser and attempt to open it. You feel the slight resistance of a lock. And you look and there's a small lock on this. Not a padlock, but like one of those with an inbuilt lock. What's the next move, gang?
Would it's probably going to be bad impressions with the guys that are watching us. Is there enough space in there to wedge a crowbar above the drawer?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, dude, you know that's where I'm going with this then.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna try and crow this thing open.
All right, make a athletics check. I believe with advantage due to the crowbar.
Well, this is going on. I'm going to keep my eye towards the crowd. I'm trying to gauge it. Like, what do they expect to be happening here?
21.
21. You can make an insight
like
check.
IKEA furniture.
By the way, for those, for that crowd vibe check.
$22.
22. Alrighty. They are expecting a show. And as you look at this type of crowd, you do not expect that they're expecting you to play music. They look ready to watch something thrilling. As you hear the crunch of Aelin wedging the crowbar into the dresser as it kind of moves open. I would like you to roll a d10 for me, Aelin.
I rolled a 0, which is I assume a 10.
Is a 10. As you slam the crowbar in and push it open, you instinctively kind of like jump back out of the way as you hear something kind of shift and slide as you watch 6 spears fall out and kind of like hit the ground. 6 of them.
Like they just fell out?
Yep.
Like they were just sitting in the chest?
Like they were just sitting... Okay. It wasn't necessarily booby-trapped, just as in you wrenched it open, and the force of wrenching it open had the spears fall out.
Okay. I'll look down and I'll pick up a couple of them and kind of turn and, I guess, is anybody looking at me? I'm gonna ask, I guess, if anybody wants a spear.
Can I open the chest on the right?
Absolutely. You crack open this chest, and as you do, you can see a small, like almost like a shriveled like husk, slightly like pinecone-esque shaped, and a thin white like material that kind of leans after it. I would like you to make a nature check.
I don't know if I want to, but I will. 7.
7. It looks like some sort of skin. Scaled skin, maybe?
Can I open my chest?
You can try.
Is there luck on? Okay.
Jesse, I have a question. You said there's a grate where people are looking down on us. How high is the ceiling? How far away are they from us?
40 feet.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Is there something funky with mine too?
Let me see which one you're trying to open.
I'm right side, bottom corner.
Okay. You go and put your hand on this chest. There's no padlock over the latch. You could just flip it up and open.
Fantastic. I would actually love to do exactly that.
All right. You move to kind of flip it up and open, and as you do, your hand kind of easily pulls open the latch, and you can see kind of like this pink velvety interior. And as you do, you realize that the kind of like pulled away bits of wood actually pull into bone, like a tooth, and then your hand is unable to dislodge. I'd like a quick initiative roll from everyone, as someone found the mimic.
We entered the room. I said there are 5 chests and people watching. I know there's gonna be a mimic in here. God damn it!
Why'd you open the chest?
Well, because it had to be one of them.
That doesn't explain why you'd open the chest.
But you know what?
I might be able to do my plan still. We'll see.
I had hope that you wouldn't do that to us, and I was
You guys
wrong.
wouldn't let me talk. I was gonna do something fun.
I'm so glad it wasn't me. I'm so
Hey,
It's not fucking
what
me.
the hell, man?
Not me. We
Last campaign I
chillin'.
played, all I did was activate mimics. That's like my whole role.
And that shit was fucking hilarious.
Wow.
Open the door. You mean the mimic? Sorry, buddy.
You mean the mimic door?
That's mimic number 9.
There were actually 3 of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He just kept hitting them too.
it was pretty funny.
We'll see if my plan is still viable after this.
All right. I'm gonna kind of remember that I don't.
So wait, the chest in the top left wasn't opened though, right?
So far, it's just been the dresser and the one that you've opened, and the 3.
Right. So the chest in the top left and the dresser in the top right haven't been touched.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure. Yo, you just.
I've just docked something else. It's okay. I tried to specifically pull it from not. It's okay. This is stuff that everyone already knows anyway. So.
Oh, JC.
This is stuff
Teach
everyone
your own
knows.
water.
Fuck you. Shut up.
Hey, fuck you.
I'll kill you.
I mean, you're already halfway there.
Yeah. There is a surprise round from this this little bastard on you, but after that, let's hear some things. And I'll be optimistic. Anyone 25 to 20. Good talk.
I got Suna rolls today. So.
Hell yeah.
Anyone, let's go just down the line. 20 to 15.
16.
18.
17. Oh,
Whoa,
shit.
okay.
Ophelia goes first.
All right.
That sounds like
Cody, what's your dex?
+3, I believe. Let me check.
Damn, really?
Ophelia,
Yeah, +3.
Aelin,
I I got a 17, so I think Val goes second.
Oh, Val? I didn't hear the 17.
Mhm.
I apologize.
17.
Well,
Hey,
that
no
makes it
worries.
pretty easy. Where are the other two of you?
14.
14?
Jazz, no.
I got a 3.
Yeah, that is a sooner roll right there. Hell yeah.
That is... You're not a sorcerer, though.
I know. I know.
Those rolls are just for sorcerers only. Like, I don't know why you're here. All right. As it is, there is a surprise round real quick. So we're going to have that. Val, you are currently grappled.
Oh, fantastic.
And so it is going to, you watch as it is going to just basically you watch as the section that you kind of like pulled open of the top part of the chest almost begins to look like it melts, as it looks like your hand kind of sinks into it, and you realize the chest isn't melting, it's pulling your hand into it as the bit of it, the top part of its mouth swings shut. That is a 23 to hit you.
I'm thinking that probably hits. I'm thinking that probably hits me.
Okay. You will take 10 points of piercing damage.
Fantastic. I am down.
All right.
Fantastic.
As you get full on, we're gonna pull that back for a second. Instead of it biting down in your hand, it just full on fucking free runs you. As your hand and arm is pulled in, his entire upper half, you see blood pool out of his form, and you hear this kind of rolling whoop come from the crowd above you. As you see Adler just kind of goes, and it begins! As
I will be typing up my new character sheet real quick. Don't worry.
absolutely. Ophelia, it's your turn.
I was gonna do fun shit, but the baby got bit, so the magic missile's here.
Okay.
Straight to that thing. That's 3d4s plus 4, right?
I believe it's just plus the amount of missiles.
We're gonna find out together. It is
Because each of them would be a d4 plus 1.
It is 1d4 plus 1.
Yep. For each missile.
And then I get 3 of them. Okay, so
Mhm.
it's 3d4s plus 3. Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Just gets fucking dead.
3, 6, 8, 11.
11 points of damage as the missiles expertly streak around the limp form of Val and streak into the chest as you watch as the wood begins to bleed. 11 points of damage?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ophelia, is that your turn? As you're
all I
currently
got.
attached to Aelin. All right.
That's all I got.
Val, please make a death save.
Fantastic.
Welcome
I
to
will
your
be
first
giving you this.
combat.
Fantastic. I actually love combat. This is actually my favorite part.
Fuck.
Oh, goody. I
don't know-
love combat.
I don't know if your combat's favorite.
All right, please send me your death save and we'll move
I
along.
did. How lucky. Oh, lucky boy.
Aelin, it's your turn.
Well, this room is huge, so I really can't do too much. But I will. How much of an action is it for me to set Ophelia down?
It depends on
You make that
how
full action.
it depends on how nice you want to be. You can just fucking sprint and drop her, or you can like take an action to like set her down. Since she is not
Okay.
an object, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
okay.
How are we saying
It's
that you're
okay.
on
It's
me?
it's okay.
You're not in a backpack, right? Or are you in a? Where are you?
I don't know. We never established it.
I guess
It's
we-
okay.
yeah.
I believe
yeah.
she's still in a bag
Ye-
because I picked her up in a bag
Mhm.
last session.
Yeah.
So I think she's still in the
So
bag.
she'd be
Okay.
falling out of the bag.
I need a satchel of holding or something. I need a small
It's,
little side
it's
bag
okay.
for
Go
my
help
junk.
him.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I will. I'll slide out of the backpack as I sprint across the room.
All right. Then it is just a free action, and
Okay.
Ophelia, you make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Goody.
If this hurts you, I will never do it again.
9?
9 just fails. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's
Just.
like half of my HP.
You are prone on the ground, and you are sprinting.
Yes, so I'm gonna run across, and then as a bonus action, I will use my fancy little shift magic to get the rest of the 30 feet.
Oh.
Bam!
Gamers, I unfortunately have to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Concentration.
Oh.
That is a
light.
failure.
All right.
Oh my
With
god,
a
it's dark.
6, your lights are gone.
All right,
Sorry.
you are all plunged
Sorry,
into
guys.
dim lighting. Those of you without dark vision have disadvantage on checks and attack rolls.
That's tough. That's tough. So being here now, I still have my action, so I'm going to, as I was running, of course, pull out my rapier and stick this thing.
Alrighty.
Mm.
16.
16 will hit.
Good. I don't remember what damage I did. Was it 8?
Depends on if you're holding it in one hand or holding it in two.
It's a rapier, so it needs only one.
Oh, yeah, it only needs one. It's a d8 then.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
D8
longsword.
plus, so 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Okay. You strike into this creature, and you can hear it shudder and sink its teeth further into this person. It is going to continue to eat. Is there anything else you'd like to be doing?
Nope, that'll be my turn.
All right. It's your turn.
Kind of like run up behind Val
Okay.
and try to pull him out.
Absolutely. Please make a athletics check.
Is this normal?
Yes. Because you're not making a general attack roll or trying to perceive something. You're just grabbing and pulling.
Dirty 20.
All right. Let's see what you have to beat. This thing has a +3.
Okay, well, so do I, so...
So do you. Here we go. $17. Filled with blood and saliva, you drag this person from the jaws of this mimic. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Okay. If Val is safe-ish, I suppose I'll burn a key point to... Or can I flurry of blows?
You did not make an attack, so no.
No, I can't. I'll... Can I use a key point to use Step of the Wind? And like drag Val out of the way? Or
So
it only work for me?
it would only work for you, is the thing. I would allow you to use Step of Wind to allow it to attack you and to protect Val, but that is up to you.
Fuck it, I'll do that.
All right. Here's an attack roll. Oh, fuck, that's a 19 on the dice.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. You are able to shove Val out of the line of fire, basically putting him about right here, well down. You feel this kind of sticky yet sharp feeling on your lower back as you look, and this large fuzzed pink tongue has pulled out from the chest and latched onto your back. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And are grappled.
That's fine.
Okay.
And I suppose that's my turn then.
Yes, it is. Glaven, it is your turn.
Oh boy. I'm going to run up to about right in here somewhere. There, I think was fine. Oh, I can go one more. Oh boy. Okay. Yep, that looks right. And then do I want to just dash? I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna just dash another 30.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
I will say, can one of you help him?
Oh yeah, he's like dying. Yeah, I'll get to that in a sec.
Alrighty. It is now the Mimic's turn, and as it has currently latched onto it is going to pull and reel you in with the pseudopod it has, and will attempt to bite on you. Yeet. Well, I deserve that. On a roll with advantage, I got a 11.
That'll miss.
All right. As you are reeled in, you kind of brace and like tense your body as it pulls you closer and closer, and spring off of the ground as it attempts to snap its jaw shut. As you watch, the tongue should be sheared off with the force of the trunk closing, but it looks like it molds into the trunk itself. That's its action, which means Yoy, it's your turn.
Okay, I was doing a little bit of research here. So first I want to so what exactly is a long jump here is what I'm trying to figure out.
A long jump was just something we're able to add on to the aspect of your jump. So I believe an aspect of your jump is your strength times 4, if I remember correctly. Your strength modifier, not the total score.
Strength mod. You said times 4?
I believe so.
Okay, so 40.
Check that. So when you make a jump, are you talking about a high jump or a long jump?
Long jump.
Gotcha. So long jump, when you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score.
Okay.
So this is your score, not your modifier. So whatever your strength score is, that is how many feet you can long jump, and whatever modifier you have due to your race. I believe you're able to add a number of feet.
Yeah, I can add 1d8's worth of feet. And would that take my entire movement, or do I get to add that on top of my movement?
You have to spend 10 feet of movement.
Okay.
And let me see. When you make a long jump, you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. Then when you make the jump, either way, each foot you clear on the jump will cost you a foot of movement. I can say that if you're jumping off of something, you might get a little bit more.
Okay. And then just to be clear, would that the foot of movement for the jump would not include the extra 1d8 from my race?
No, it would not. So you're
Okay.
gaining some movement off of your 1d8.
Okay. So
If you
what
roll-
I want to do
If you roll low,
here-
it's you gain basically 5 feet of movement. If you roll high, you gain 10.
Right. And Val's at 0 HP right now.
Yes, they are currently bleeding.
I asked all those questions, and to be honest, I can just get over there with my normal movement.
Sick. Love it.
So, I'm gonna get over to Val, and then I am going to cast Spare the Dying.
Alrighty.
So no more death saves. You're now stable. Yay.
Alright, you watch as the blood stops pooling around this individual. Anything with your bonus?
Oh gosh, I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't have anything that I can do for bonus right now.
Alright,
So that'll be my action.
which means we go back to Ophelia.
How's that mimic looking?
It's taken 2 good hits. It's not looking the best.
Is Toll the Dead gonna get me flagged?
I mean, it depends on the surface. Probably. Here, you don't know.
Can I roll the Arcana to confuzzle the spell? For anyone looking at me?
Sure.
Alright. Well, we're gonna get that Toll the Dead out there. So I'll roll you the Arcana to confuzzle what this is.
Sounds good.
A 16, they might not know heads or tails what the fuck this is.
Alright.
It needs to give me that wisdom saving.
Wisdom save. That is... How wise is a chest?
They've been wise so far.
+1, so 12.
That just barely fails.
Hey!
D12 damage, baby!
D12
Necrotic
damage.
damage. 5.
5 points of damage as you see it kind of cough, and a bit more of this kind of murky liquid kind of pools from its teeth.
I'm gonna
Hinged
have to use
jaw.
half my movement to get up.
Yep.
And then, tell me if you've seen this before. Bam.
Nice.
That's it.
There's your
That's
movement.
all I got.
There's your movement. Beautiful.
God, this was a mistake.
Which means, Val, we get to skip over you because you're not dying anymore. Lucky you. Aelin, we go straight to you.
Are we still hanging out in the dark?
Yeah, you're still in dim lighting.
Okay, cool. It doesn't affect me, but
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I'm gonna go back in and stick it again,
All right, make an attack.
being careful not to hit anybody inside.
It did not manage to reel inside. Fortunately.
Uh, 13 plus 18.
Yes, that hits.
Thank goodness. Oh, that's sizable. 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage as you
12
hack
points of
off a corner of this place. You can see the the shape changer attempting to keep its form together, but is beginning to struggle. Is there anything else that you can or would like to do?
Nope, that's it.
All right. I'm addressing you. It's your turn.
Because I'm grappled, right?
Yes.
I guess it doesn't matter actually, since I can't fucking see.
Yeah, you're at disadvantage not because of the grapple. Grapple just puts your movement at 0.
Okay. I wanted to check that, but I'm like,
You have
already
disadvantage
fucking
from the low
disadvantage.
light. Yeah.
I'm not rolling 3d20s.
No.
Ultra disadvantage.
Mega disadvantage.
Yeah, I guess we'll try to fucking
Clock it.
punch. Yeah. Uh, 15.
Hits.
5 damage.
5 points of damage as you just kind of slam your elbow down on it. It's still up.
And then we'll use my last key point to flurry of blows.
Okay.
First one is a natural 1.
That misses.
Jesus, second one misses.
All right. Would you roll in the second one?
Like a 6.
Okay. Yeah, that does miss.
Do you want to know how I know? I rolled a 2 on the dice.
Ah, sick. All right. That is your turn. It is time for Glarin.
Cool. Glaren's gonna move over here and do lay on hands, restoring Val 5 HP.
All right. Val, you kind of sputter to life, kind of clutching the side of your chest where there are teeth marks in you. But you're up.
Cool. Now that he's up, I'm gonna move another 15 feet, get into melee with the mimic. That's my turn. Lay on hands is my action.
Sounds good. It is said mimic's turn once again, and since is still within its tongued grasp, it's going to try to bite them. This is a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right. You're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
I guess it's piercing, but whatever. It says bludgeoning on the sheet. As you see it kind of chomp down on the side of your leg as it manages to actually wrap you in a bit further. And you can all hear them kind of grunt in pain. Which means
You
Yoy.
said 6 damage.
Yes, 6 points of damage.
Sick.
To my turn?
Yoy, it's back to you.
Yay! Yoy is going to march her way here to get a melee within the mimic, and we're gonna ram this guy.
Gotcha.
Okay, that is a 19.
19 hits. Please roll damage.
Oh gosh. Okay, there it is. Ooh, plus where is that? Oh, okay. 4.
4 points of damage. All right, you slam your head into this creature, and you can feel the wood kind of break a bit. And then, before you can like fully commit and put it in, you feel the stickiness against your fur and forehead. Kind of panic for a second, realizing that your head is beginning to adhere to the chest, and push backward before it can fully kind of suck you in. Is that your turn?
Does it mess up her hair?
A bit, yeah.
All right, free action. She busts out her mace.
Shink. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be her turn.
All right. Ophelia, back to you.
I'm gonna confuzzle the spell again.
All right. Please make an Arcana check.
16 as before. Give me that wisdom save.
Sounds good. Wisdom save. That's a 7.
That's a failure. 11 damage.
11 points of damage. As you cast forward this, you all kind of look over. Ophelia, how does this chest meet its unfortunate end?
Oh, I don't think I've ever done this before. I want it to like go down to bite on again, and you know how when it bit down, like to go to bite its tongue, its form morphed into itself.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to do the opposite. As it bites down, its entire form begins to go soft, and the adhesive no longer works as well. As this thing effectively just melts into a puddle of its own bodily fluids.
As you see it slam and then push into each other like soft chewed gum, you hear it's kind of like snapping bestial sounds kind of turn into this worrisome shrilled croak of a dying beast as it begins to choke on itself before suffocating and falling to a steadily pulling apart puddle of mush. And you hear this kind of roar come up from the crowd of people cheering you on as each of you kind of like stand up. Some of you bloody, some of you not, in shock, as you look upwards and you can see Adler kind of like clapping his hands, and you can see the other man kind of like looking down, not in a malicious or harsh way, just kind of nodding in acknowledgement of what you've done. And you see Adler grin as his hands kind of move to the sides of his body and a gesturing like a showman at a circus. What a brilliant encore. These people are so kind to give us not just their ordained trial, but a sweetener beforehand. Now, I can't wait to see what comes next, but whatever choice you make, I'm sure it will be spectacular. And that's where we're gonna end session tonight, as I see Alpha just annoying, yelling into his muted microphone.
I might be able to wrap this up
Just
tonight.
Upset. But that's where
I got some questions to ask.
But that's where we're ending it. That's where the session ends. And as such, you guys have survived an encounter with a cheeky placed mimic that almost sawed one of you in half. It was one roll away from killing you. And as such,
Ophelia sweet.
a trial still remains. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you for these 6 wonderful people joining me for this. I hope that you're all still having a good time. I said that there wouldn't be as much combat as Pathlios. It didn't mean that there was 0. And Alpha's gonna be upset for the entire week that chest was a mimic. He's still yelling at me, but he's muted himself. If you enjoyed watching this stream, please make sure to follow if you're watching the live stream on Twitch, or to sub if you're watching the restream on YouTube. I hope that you all had a wonderful night. I hope I get to see you next week. But until then, have a wonderful rest of this night. Take care now. Bye-bye.
The good boy point! The good boy point!
Oh, the good boy point. This one's difficult. I
They all
feel,
know I'm a poser.
huh?
They all know I'm a poser.
They all know you're a poser. Oh, people did so good tonight. It's hard. This is the best thing. Who already has one? Because can't give out multiples. Okay.
3 of us do.
I already
Okay.
have
Or-
one.
4.
4
Is
of us
that-
do.
Is that everyone? I already
No.
have one too.
And Yoi do not have them.
I have one.
Oh,
I have one.
You have one? So it's literally just
I still have one. I'm waiting.
So
Just got called out bad.
Congratulations.
That's all I gotta say.
I feel like I deserve it. So
No, you did. You were one of the people in the running. There was just someone else that I wanted to also have in the running. But if they already have a good boy point,
Who was it?
I'm not gonna say, because
Who
now it's
was it?
secret.
Who was it? Spit your shit. Who was it?
The shit
tell me
is
after.
remaining unspit. But the party's going into a trial next week with with 2 members of the party at dangerously low HP. But all of them have inspiration. What inspired thing can they do next? Let's find out next time. Take care, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye-bye.